in the area because of we saw how they came into the area. Some were crying, oh Brachu, oh Brachu, oh Brachu. Why? The way they had some of them had questions. Why? So it's such an amazing life. If we should say, because I spoke to some of his friends whom he played football with, some of his neighbors actually who live with him in Portugal, and some are home here today in Ghana. They will be at the State House, and we'll get to talk to some of them because they had such interesting stories to share about his life. But one thing that they all did not think would happen would be to be home in Ghana, to come to lay him to rest, because he had such great plans for the future. In fact, should I say they had such great plans, because when friends are talking, they're all talking about how to enhance each other's life. And one thing that ran through clearly as I spoke to them was the fact that he was always thinking about how to make other people's lives better.
No, to add to that, Gloria, actually on the 5th of February, the night before all of this will happen, he was gotten in touch with the directors of Around the Child Foundation. Remember, they are building some schools for a 300-seater capacity school for kids in the Atsu area. And after talking to his family, like he would do every morning, have his prayer, prep up for training and all of that, he just sent a mail to them and told them, let's speed things up. I want the school to be opened in June because it's summer and a lot of my mates and friends would have been back home. I wouldn't want to miss that opportunity to put smiles on the face of the kids with them. So clearly he comes across as someone who always thought of people and how to a very large extent be a reason for them to smile. And this neighborhood is not is not new to Atsu, because he started life literally here doing some menial jobs before he got the opportunity with Cheetah. And so he knows what it is to be down the trenches or to be in need. And so his life clearly every day was a way to put smiles on the face of people. So it's very sad this morning. A lot cannot be said, but we get to see what I'm trying to envisage the atmosphere later at the State House, because even with what the family and neighbors have come out to do this morning, indeed we've lost a gem. We've really lost a very good person. I, for one, didn't have a personal encounter or relationship with him, but if we are going to rely on the testimonies and scenes and things that have come up after this, you should know that yes, we're really talking about a very generous and a very great person.
Yes, indeed. And you have also added your voices to it on our social media handles, because we're streaming live my GTV Sports. And so let's start off with some of the messages and that you're sharing with us on our platform. Daniel Donald Piper says, a legend will be long remembered. Again, Promise Hodo says, rest well, hero. Again, Sly says, rest in peace. Atsu, and Sly has got roses and wailing emojis. Andrew says, rest in peace, bro. Patrick Kweku says, rest easy, man. And so continue to share your messages with us as you watch us on our social media, and share the page. Let your friends know that it is live wherever they are. They don't actually need to be here because we're heavily guarded. Even if they were here, they can't see anything. So we're trying to describe the scene as best as we can as we ride along the route, en route to the forecourt of the State House, where we're going to have the final funeral rites for the late Black Stars Christian Atsu. So, send us your messages. More messages are coming in, Abigail.
Okay. Claire, this is from Haven Nicholas. He says, rest in peace, bro, with a tears emoji. Poku David also says, rest in peace. See it clearly, Christian Atsu. And Stanley Labby says, feeling so sad, rest well, bro. Joseph Anan is also watching, and he says, rest in peace, legend, with the crying emoji and hands clapped together. Rest well, Christian. Atsu, that's from Efua Precious. Efo says that he's watching from Atlanta, Georgia, and he says rest well, legend. Dr.Likie also says that rest in peace, bro, with the broken heart emojis. Andrew Bolsonaro says rest in peace. Sia Zwa says that a legend go home. Indeed, a legend is going home. And Say Edward says, may God be with you, Atsu. May Allah be pleased with his soul, princess. So may Allah grant him Jannah. Boating Bernard says that rest in peace, legend. Julius Edu says, oh my God, rest in peace, Atsu. Indeed, we all have a lot of questions to ask God, but clearly this is not the time or the right moment to do so. But Grace says that rest in peace, bro. We have some Odazi also say rest in peace, brother, with a crying emoji.
He's got so many goals, player of the tournament, and all that he had so many honors. And so for some of his honors, though, Cup in 2011, and we are inching closer to the State House. And yes, the sirens are getting louder and louder and louder, and we are actually a few minutes, just about 5 minutes away from the forecourt of the State House. So for his honors, though, he won the Porto Youth, which was the Blue Star and FIFA Youth Club in 2011. For Porto, the Primera La Liga in 2012-2013 season, and then the Super Candido de Oliveira in 2012. All right, and so Abigail, we are getting closer and closer. Reality is getting louder. The sirens, because we don't wake up every morning to the military escorting us, to the forecourt of the State House.
Of course, you would love a military escort.
We will continue the proceedings. So please join us in all our social media handles. Send us your messages. Let us know how you feel about it. And so, the burial party, and that is the casket of Christian to the Ghana flag wrapped around it.
Just open inside. Very party. I don't know. I'm actually please, coaching inside. If you are coming, where are they going to pass? Wow, see somebody's come right down now. That is why.
Viewers, the burial party is carrying the casket now, and the military are doing their work. All right, and so we're live on GTV Sports Plus, where the legends live, and Christian Atsu will forever be in our hearts. The gun salutes and the burial party is doing their work, and orders are being given not to cross the carpet, not to go closer. The media can only go so close, but not too close. Yes, and Abigail, very solemn indeed.
Very solemn and tactful, like you would have of the military. They are making sure that everything is going as planned, and they don't care who is in their way. They just have to do what they have to do, issuing out a lot of instructions to the military, to the media here as to where to stand and where not to cross. And of course, this is indeed a solemn moment, trying to pay our final respect to a young legend, to a champ that gave his all to the country and to humanity as well. I can't say it's a beautiful scene, but it is full of respect, full of honor for Christian Atsu. He said that when the casket is being lowered, there is no camera. They do not need any camera. I'm sure it is part of maybe a family rite or something that they are having, and so there is no need for a camera towards where Christian Atsu is being laid. And so we will need to step back a little and watch from afar. It is interesting. The military are lowering the caskets finally, putting the remains where we'll be filing past to see the final remains of Christian Atsu, and it has been heavily guarded still by the military, making sure that it is put at the right spots that they have marked out for it. It's interesting how they would want to guard it with their lives, want to make sure that nothing hinders their way of paying the last respect to a man that gave his all to the nation. And for proceedings, however and whoever will want to be an impediment, you'll be taken out of their way. So finally, the casket has been lowered, the moment where they do not want to see any cameras around or meters closer to it for some sort of rite to be performed or some moment with the casket. And so finally 6 men saluting and obeying commands from their leader, and standing in all respect by the remains of Christian Atsu, lowering it. They are taking off the Ghana flag that was used to decorate, or cover the casket, and so it is with instructions and not taking almost immediately. The red has been folded, I can see. They are folding it with commands. After that, they are waiting for the next command to gradually fold it. And yes, the green is also folded onto the gold in the Ghana flag. Clearly, it has its own symbolism. Maybe later we'll get to understand it, but for now, this is what they are doing. And so cautioning the media to take cameras away. We would have to get closer, maybe later go and understand why this ritual does not need cameras, but it has a meaning. The red was folded onto the gold, the green also folded onto the gold, and I can see that the middle part that has the gold is also being folded in a certain way, not just taking it off. And they are having their own. Yes, we would have to pause, take instructions. We do not know what it is. So the next instruction is to fold one side. To fold one side onto the green and red side that was already folded. This clearly has a symbolism, and it is folded in a certain way, triangularly, not straightforward as we've seen it. So there's a lot that is happening on the casket of Christian Atsu. Give us a lot of meanings, I'm sure, to the military and to a lot that are trying to position its caskets. Finally, they can explain to us why it was folded in that way and in that manner, and the instructions that have been issued out. And so clearly, a lot of you are still joining us on our social media handles and giving us all your last messages as well to Christian Achino. Nakwame Asamoah says that may his soul rest in peace. Kobna Boche says that death, where are you sitting? Deepest condolence to the family and the friends. Provider said so sad. Rest well. Atsu Babanana says that from him we came, to him we shall all return. Rest well. Aljana Christian and Obing Doris says rest in power. So we're still taking your messages here. And Salom also says rest in peace. But there's some rather sad moment here. Families and friends are finally trooping in. Remember, there were some kids from some orphanage that you had helped were present at the 1 week. Cheetah FC had his playmate or the next generation also joining in. So clearly today, I'm sure we'll get to see them come to also pay respect to their senior, to their mentor, to one that they've looked up to also give them hope. And so the military have opened the casket. I'm sure that is when we fell past where you were going to see, and they are having a little ritual again this summer. Not just the military, but I can see some men in long coats, hats, not seeing any family. I'm sure with the undertakers, and they have their own ritual they normally do when it comes to moments like this. And so they are guided by the military, but they are just looking as they do their own thing. And so they are also doing what they have to do before the filing pass will begin. But friends and families have begun trooping in. We are seeing people coming here in a mourning state, coming to also pay their last respect to Christian Twasam, former Black Stars player, former Chelsea player. And so here we are at the forecourt of the State House. The military still holding on, guarding the remains heavily as the undertakers do their own thing, their own ritual before they leave the body finally for the military, and then possibly we can start filing past, and then we'll get to pay our last respect to. I saw you talking to one of the leaders. Was he willing to explain why the flag was folded that way?
He says he will come and explain to us very, very soon. He's a little tight now, but he will let us have a clear understanding of how the flag was folded, the way it was, and what's being done now. So very soon we'll have, the head of the party explaining to us so that, we can have a clear understanding.
I'm sure it will be very insightful, because we had thought that they would have just zipped it up, taken it off, and just folded it normally. But here they were first the red was folded onto the gold, and then the green onto the gold as well, and then now folded in a triangular way. I'm sure that when he joins us later, we'll get to really understand and get a hold of how and why it was done that way. But if you just joined us on our social media handles, there's a GTV Sports Plus coverage of the memorial service. So let me say, the final funeral rites of Christian Twasam, who lived 31 years gloriously, if you ask me, had his own trophies on and off the field. He said his family and his children are his trophy. And of course, if you live and you have 3 beautiful children, yes, you have achieved. God has really blessed you. We can only wish that the many things that Christian Atsu was doing will be continued diligently, and then his legacy will clearly live on. But for the many that were benefactors of a lot of things that Christian has done, we just pray that God comforts them all. As much as they didn't expect help from Christian Atsu, may God continue to provide all of us help. Now the casket has been opened, and clearly that is where, when you're filing past, that is the part that you see. I'm sure that is the head area of Christian Atsu. And so for the, I think the canopies have been allocated. Everybody is allocated where to sit, and that is another hallmark of the military. So from where we stand now, we see that this is where the Ghana Football Association and the ministry has been allotted to sit. when the ceremony or where everything begins. And Ghana, so this is all for Ghana Football Association. So if you are in company of the Football Association and the ministry, when you enter into the forecourt to my immediate right, your allocated seats are there as well, and just by them is only right. The Professional Football Association of Ghana, that's PFAG, they are just by the Football Association. Clearly, there is these two working hand, and of course, Christian Atsu is a member of PFAG because he was a professional footballer who played at the highest level, one of the biggest clubs in the world, of course, Chelsea. And so we get to see where everybody has been allotted to sit, just as they did during the 1 week. But today it's going to be a much solemn moment where you get to pay your last respect to Christian Atsu. Just by the Football Association, the security chiefs have also been given a place to sit, and we can see the family are also seated at the far end by the security chiefs. And so it's orderly. Of course, that is what you get when you work with the military. They make sure that everything is in order. And I wouldn't want to be a family member at this point in time, Gloria. This is not a time to proud yourself as a family member of Christian Atsu, because even for outsiders to know what they are missing, I would not want to imagine what is going through the minds of the families, because I don't think Christian is an individual who touched lives and leave his family. And so they also know clearly the light that has been dimmed amongst them at this moment. Not to say he's a savior, but of course God plans his own way and definitely always puts someone in there to charter a path. So we can always and only wish that whatever path Christian Atsu charted, there'll be somebody in the family again to follow suit. Maybe his children, you never know. The eldest already is a goalkeeper. He won some awards, I think he made a week after his dad died. So there's still light in the family. Another generation will still be born. But now, at this moment, today, I do not want to be a family member of Christian Atsu, unfortunately, to pride myself, I'm a cousin, I'm a sister. No, not this moment, because there is nothing to really rejoice about at this moment. You only have memories, and so you can see on the faces of the family that there are lots of things they would have wished to ask Christian, why at this point in time. If you look at their faces, there's a lot they would want to say. Maybe in due time we will get to speak to them after they have seen the body or the remains of their dear son, brother, cousin, benefactor. A lot. Everybody has his own way of remembering Christian Atsu, but it's sad. I feel heavy just standing in front of the family, and I would not want to be in the shoes of anybody. It's good. We see people still trickling in, people coming in, going to their allocated seats, and then I'm sure in a short while, when we have had some number of dignitaries, maybe the filing past should start, because it was built for 6 a.m. and for the military. I would always give them thumbs up. They have delivered. So I'm sure at this moment, whoever needs to take it up from them, your time is up now. For apt work, you will not be wrong when you go to the military. But strictly, the casket has been closed again, and the Ghana flag is back on it. So is it that there was a ritual that has to be done before the filing passed?
Maybe there was something they had to do, because we see that it's been closed again. I was wondering, interestingly, we were thinking the same. I was wondering why it was opened and then it's been closed again. But what we also know is that we are going to file pass very, 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 very soon. And so we'll still get the military, the officer who promised to explain things to us, so that we can have a clear understanding of why it was done this way, or that way. So viewers will.
I'm sure that is why he asked that the cameras be off. It was maybe a ritual they had to perform. before closing it back. But I'm so particular about how the flag was folded. I would really want to know what really goes into it and doing it that way. But to our far right, we see some chairs being arranged. Clearly, that will be a part for the dignitaries, but we are still attention on the family, where they are really feeling the heat, or they are the ones that are really in sorrow today because they have lost a son, they have lost a brother, they have lost a husband, they have lost an uncle, they have lost a granduncle, they have lost a gem that we can only sympathize with, but they are really going to live with it for the rest of their lives. And so your messages can continue to come in. I'm sure very soon we'll get to talk to a few people here. I've seen Mr. Abdul-Hayate. He is I dare say the second father to Christian Atsu. He literally picked him up and paved a very beautiful way for him in his footballing career, guided him morally to also be one that would always be able to give to humanity. And if you know and I've really lived or understand Islam, Gloria, if you have lived or understand Islam to a certain point, for Islam, giving is a way of life. And so I want to say that Mr. Abdul-Hayate somehow carved that and really implanted that in Christian Atsu, because for Muslims they would rather give than go home with everything. Because, and even in the Bible there's a principle: you give, it will come back to you, pressed down, shaking down, overflowing, will men give back to your bosom. But in a Muslim environment, it is a custom, it is a way of life, sometimes a must. Yeah. And so I know why I would say that, yes, Mr. Abdul-Hayate charted a way, molded at you more. Of course, it has to be in it, because if it's not in you, it will be difficult to come out. But I think that if you have somebody who does it every day, then it's easy for you to learn.
And you talk about him, and he is going on and on. He's everywhere, trying to direct the affairs as to how things should go, who should do what, and but a life that he never thought he will be burying today, or will be here today, because they had such great hopes together. Especially when a young man will say to you, I think I'm going to make you proud, I'm not coming back, I will do my best, and goes and does his best to ensure that the young man's life is better. So we'll talk to some of the family members. We're still live on GTV Sports Plus. Mama, it's a saying. Mama, and none of pay. You name so do pombia tutu. Casa cry edding. Nanso mame. Yes, sure, when I casa. Meeting the Gloria, what in the same man?
Meeting Mary McCarthy. Ba me mame. And Atsu, Papa Yeni Nuaba. Or Twasam. Enti mekasa Atsu ye me brother ketwa enti ade ato ye ni na obrimpombe dumpombe tutu afie abusua ni mu a agi nyame na odi bi be hye ya na mu na Bible say ye 14 ni ntem na bone ameto no wokwan mu enti yesi ni nyina mu ye de nyame ase adwuma de wabeye bi ni nyame so o meye no honam so Bible say ne ya kyekere wo asase so no ya kyekere wo soro ne ya kyekere wo asase so enti wa ye ne fom de minim se wa ye ne fom de no nyame de ni besie na minim so nyame be replace ye another Atsu o Yesu din mu amen
amen mame Atsu ubetimi atwa ne ho mfoni kakra kire
mi nua be ma no kwasem wa ye bi among footballers wo nyina ye bi de but mi nua no wa ye bi pa wama wana da fiase ho aha won Bible say me da fiase mo amehwe me o se da ben ni yare so mo amehwe me o se o papa Yesu da ben ya amehwe ɔse mo ye ma me nua nkuma we no mo ya ma me Awurade enti atwo de ne nsa so bia so enti minim se onyame ankasa na afa na de na ewo kwan obi abefa so akonti ena bia ye hu ne nesa nti ni nyina mo ye se ye da Awurade ase
ni nyina mo ye da Awurade ase maame sabri abusua no edin na ekoso ewo mami wankasa edin na ekoso ewo wadwen
abusua ne de obi a ni ho a wanya na hogon so obi a koma ye ne ya enso ne meka se Awurade na ode ma na Awurade na ogie nti ye nyina yenka yakoma nto yeyem na yenim se atubra obebere no enye kwa ewo Yesu din mu ne amitime betimi aka ani abusua no bia ncheche ne were ewo Yesu din mu amen
mama GTV SPORTS Plus da wase Ghana so da sesa wona yakasa
mesome da mwase nyame nhira mu.
All right, so just a quick translation. She was talking about the fact that Christian Atsu was her brother, and the family held him dearly to their hearts. A huge oak tree has departed. Mame, it's a saying. Debbie, one casa sedia. Who ne saying a branty and an abrabo to say?
Oh, a branty any day, meaning a banana and a black boy fine, or boadie, or boo penny, or yard or ye. Hey, we are color penny or boo, or brandy horsey, the suba efe, or yard or your interest, we and you and I win in me, or ye would obey to me, I be
what's sister ba or yeah, what's sister penny and us? Obviously, what's sister penny or cousin and I say, Ebusiano, how are you related to him?
Ebusiano, my name is sister near Mumba. Name I mean, no many near Mumba.
And say, one more would you answer your friend Gloria, your friend say,
a friend of Vigno Jufo.
Auntie Vigno. Right, so that was another family member of Christian Atsu talking to us. And we're still live at the forecourt of the State House. We are talking to friends and family. We will be filing past very soon. And right now, we are talking to friends and family. Yes, indeed, it's solemn. Very solemn indeed. And Abigail, the family is very broken. Auntie Mary, if I believe that was her name, the lady we spoke to earlier on, she says she believes that God will replace the family with another Atsu, and you know, they're hoping that the person will surface very soon. So we're still here. The drumming has started, but it is drumming of funeral. It's not a drum that you hear and say, oh, it's time to dance. This is drumming that says a hero has gone. We have lost a family member. You're still watching GTV Sports Plus, our coverage of the final journey of Christian Atsu Twasam. All right, and so all right. And so we are still here. We're still here. All right. So the atmosphere here, once again.
I was saying that I do not wish to be a member of the Atsu family, and like the woman you spoke to rightly said, we're just hoping that out of the 3 kids he has had, maybe someone he has nurtured in his own way in the family, someone he has been of a help to, will maybe walk in his path, will maybe be the next face for the family or something.
The burial party to fall in and open the casket.
Hey, these people, right now they are not live. They are not going. They are not live yet. Can't you move their camera and put down?
No, the camera one is there, so you have to take that one.
Now, what am I? Are we still concentrating on these people?
Focusing.
I'm trying to see if I can go and take one of their tripods. Their tripod, the OB tripod, but they are not live yet.
They are live. They are also.
I don't know. Oh.
Lack of communication. You gave me 5 o'clock and you are calling me 3:30 as you are going.
5 o'clock? She came and told you 4 o'clock.
No. I mean, you called me 3:30. You gave me 5 o'clock and you are calling me 3:30 as we should go. Where?
When she came and woke me up.
Find them.
Wherever you're holding it from, be ready. We're folding it all at once. And we have done it again with our chest. Sides are put together. Then, before that, you can angle the shape that really that have meaning as well. Like they did, yes, one end is giving to the other in a triangular form, and it's meant to the next person in a triangular form. Back to the next end that can to another end.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the casket open, the band will give us solemn music whilst filing pass begins. The filing pass begins with the immediate family, followed by all other mourners. Filing pass begins with the immediate family, followed by all other mourners. The band will give us music. The family can file pass now. I am Reverend Commodore Paul Ejejan, the Director General of Religious Affairs of the Ghana Armed Forces, and my co-MC is Jerry Ajololo. Together we will handle today's program. Please bear with us, and when we give any announcement or instructions, follow it to the letter. Thank you very much that you comply and support us. God richly bless you. Filing pass begins with the family. Jerry, please take over. Thank you, Reverend. Dearly beloved, we shall begin the file pass now, starting with the family. Respectfully invite the head of the family to lead the entire family to come pay their respects, after which we shall all be called as groups and individuals to come pay our respects. Army band, if you're ready.
That place, I will not get, because of the glass, you can see the hair, the rest of it. If the trapper is there, I will raise it, I will be able to get it.
They say the trapper has come.
And wait, it's really, I don't know. She made me leave it. She said I didn't go to the house.
That's how
all will come with cameras not to take any shots by the caskets. This is a warning, please. Only drones which have been licensed for today's activity are allowed to fly. Please. Only band, let's have some music while the family fans fly. Let me reiterate once again, no cameras allowed by the casket. Whether phones or cameras themselves are allowed by the casket. Please desist from taking any photos or videos by the casket. Additionally, no drones which have no license are allowed to fly this morning. All drones that have been licensed are the only ones allowed to fly.
Let's go, Jimmy. Get a tripod. You move. Let's go back. I can get there.
and have taken.
I don't know what they are. I don't know.
Hey, that's it. I'm trying to know that one. How is it?
I know they have.
Of the State House of Ghana. And indeed, the tears, hearts are broken. Jonas can barely hold back his tears, and he's standing here with Abdul Yate, embracing each other, because these two men knew him, they lived with him, they worked with him, and it's very, 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 very sad indeed. Yes, indeed. We are still at the forefront of the State House of Ghana, where the final funeral of the late Christian Atsu is ongoing. The filing past still continues until it is time for the casket to be covered. And so at this point, it is still very intimately close. Family members and friends who are filing past right now. It is a moment that you would wish that it's a moment where you would wish that if you were seeing Christian Atsu, it would not be his casket, but you would have wished to see him full of life and talk to him. But no, that is not the case. We're saying our final goodbyes to Christian Atsu Twasam.
Oh, friend and a colleague, Muftau. Muftau, hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you too?
Muftau, yeah, I'm trying. It's a very sad moment indeed. And what do you remember of Christian Atsu?
That AFCON 2015 quarterfinal against Guinea, when he scored 2 goals in that game. I think it is the most memorable moment many Ghanaians will have of Christian Atsu. Aside from the fact that he was a man who brought us joy on the field, he was also a man that many people will tell you that he brought joy to them, which is binoculars. And at this point, the bigger question they will be asking themselves is, who is going to be our next Christian Atsu? Who is going to be the next man who provides for us?
And the family was actually telling us that they're hoping that God will raise another Christian Atsu in their family, because they have lost a very rare gem indeed. So yes, they're asking the question already, who will be the next Christian Atsu?
It's a difficult question. Footballing wise, it will be difficult. His talent was rare. Benevolence wise, he was a man on a different level. This was a man whose generosity was outside the media space. Until his demise, many of us never even knew that he was building a school in Senya Breko. Until his demise, we never even knew that he was taking care of people, paying their school fees and all that. It will be very, very difficult to get the next Christian Atsu. It will be very, very difficult, because you are looking at a man at 31 lying down there who was supposed to have many years ahead of him. Sometimes we are always told not to question our maker, but in this moment we have to ask the question, why this early? Why this early? Maybe before Christian Atsu came, God knew when. But the unfortunate thing is that he died under the most difficult of circumstances. Really, really difficult.
Muftau, thank you so much. Very, very, very difficult to be speaking to Muftau, Nabila of multimedia. The media is heavily present here, and the public is now going through the file of past. Some are surprised, and maybe until you file past, you might not even realize how close it is to home. We've seen Jonas Amateflo is uncontrollable. He's been crying, and to think that some people say men don't cry, it's difficult. Abdul Hadiate is holding it in. He's just bucketing it in, and it's very difficult.
For Abdul Hadiate, I don't think it's the best time to break down, because he's been sort of a pillar to a lot that informed the footballers, and yes, there he is with his boys trying to force a smile out of them. It's difficult for a lot of the players that have worked closely with Christian Atsu. It is still in dismay to a lot
allowed by the casket.
A lot that have worked closely with Christian Atsu. For them, this is a very difficult moment to say goodbye to someone you have eaten with, someone you have worked with, someone you have loved and smiled with in your worst moment. And so yes, Mr. Abdul-Hadiate would have to man up today, hold his tears back to maybe when he get back home in his closet. But for now, he has that duty of holding former footballers he has nurtured, friends of Christian Atsu he has met, and make sure that they are composed, at least as they pay their last respect to their friend and brother. It's difficult as they continue to see friends and families filing past Christian Atsu. So we've been joined by the former vice president of the Ghana Football Association, George Free. It was under his era that Christian Atsu got his time with the Black Stars. What it means for him to be here to pay his last respect, the last time we at least see him. George, it's good to see you.
lives is here now. What does it mean to you as an individual?
Well, it's a sad day for me. We've been mourning since his passing. Some of us can't still believe that Christian is gone. But hey, God knows best. We all know that even though he lived a very short time on earth, he achieved a lot. And for me, I think that he has paid his dues. He has come to do what God brought him to do. And even though it's a short time, it's very significant. He has impacted a lot in the lives of a lot of people. That's the most important thing.
So for you, I don't know what you will take with you or what you will live with you, knowing that it's the last time you see Christian Atsu. What comes to your mind immediately you hear the name Christian Atsu Twasam?
Well, I can't even put my mind into one thing, because his infectious smile, the smile alone when he's in camp, when we are in camp, and you see him, once you see his face and you see the smile, then you can see Atsu. That's the only thing I can say for now.
You have worked with a lot of footballers. Christian Atsu, a lot have said, is unique in his own way. You working closely with him. What one thing would you say that if something you want to tell his family about him that you would wish they would continue in his legacy?
Forecourt of the State House.
Well,
on TV,
if you know him, very respectful,
and burial service,
and I'm sure
Christian,
the world has said a lot about him, about his generosity, and I think that we must all learn, not only his family, but we must all learn to be generous. That's one thing I would say.
Thank you very much for your time, George. Okay, so just gone by was former Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Mr. George Afriye. He worked closely with him, and like he said, if there's one thing everybody has to go with from here today, it has to be his generosity and understanding of nature. We get to hear the MCs.